Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Riska Fitriyatul from English Department of Bandar Lampung University. My study number is 18, 61, 50, and 10. So, in my final examination from second language acquisition is to make a review or make a summary from the paper. And I got the paper, the title is Suprasegmental and Grammatical Control over Telegraphic Speech in Young Children. So I have been read this paper, then I made a summary according to my understanding of this content of paper. Here we discuss about suprasegmental. Then before we going to the suprasegmental, there are phoneme. Phoneme is a linguistic term and it is the smallest unit in a language. Phonemes can still show the difference in meaning that comes from its sounds. Then what is suprasegmental? Suprasegmental is something that accompanies this phoneme, accompanies the phoneme. It can be the form of sound pressure or as we know as intonation. It can be length or short or pitch and sound vibration that indicate certain emotions. Then in this paper, it explained that telegraphic language used by young children or young learners whose sentences are relatively short, it is characterized by the retention of content words and the omission of function words. Then, in this paper, Rebecca Eilers wants to do the experiment about the hypothesis of Brown and Fraser's. So, Brown and Fraser at 1963 have suggested the hypothesis of suprasegmental feature about the stress on the words. It's commonly defined to include the changes in at least three acoustic parameters. So, and this segmental, it is fundamental frequency, intensity, and also syllable duration. It is crucial for early syntactic development in that because it is a primary perceptual cue responsible for the telegraphic nature of early child language. So in especially in a telegraphic speech. Then, however, several attempts have been made to test the Brown and Fraser hypothesis. Then they found significant effects for both position and stress of the words, with the end position item and the main emphasized item being imitated the most frequently. Perhaps it is because of that emphasis that young children are able to imitate speech in their telegraphic language. Then the hypothesis suggests that if the stress cues are removed, the frequency of imitation of content and function should become more equal, but in fact, the opposite was happened. So, although the reported research doesn't support Brown and Fraser hypothesis, uh, pattern error pattern errors in grammatical sentence uh, in this paper, especially Friedel at 1970, provide some credibility to the hypothesis that stress is an important determinant of telegraphic speech. Uh, the research procedure in this paper used 10 sentences that were randomly sequenced for each group and recorded on magnetic tape by a male speaker. Then it is played for the children in a quiet room of the house. Then the second recording device is used to record children's imitation and spontaneous speech. Then before each session, the experiment looked as much time as needed for the children for each subject as needed to come up with 100 spontaneous words. So the subjects were recruited from the Seattle community college toddlers, group nursery schools, and university housing. All the participant or all the children is between 18 and uh, 36 months. Yeah. Then when discrepancies in the word content were examined, no significant effect was found. When intensity, baseline frequency, and the duration were controlled, the words and the function content were still imitated in the same proportion as in the control treatment. Then children whose speech was still telegraphic, however, did not appear to rely on suprasegmental information to extract content words from a sentence. Yeah, then on the contrary, evidence suggests that a progressive stage of language development, they pay more attention to grammar organization. Children in the study did not appear to differentiate in terms of imitation. It is like nonsense and real words in a content position. Uh, However, including words that don't make a sense turn out of to have the effect of imitating the words of other content in a sentence. In summary, the data seems to suggest that it is suprasegmental variables that contribute the perception of linguistic. Uh, the stress are not important. They are not determinants of the nature of telegraphic speech, but uh, may have been important at some time earlier in a language development. Yeah, as we know, the child will not be able to differentiate between word content and function, so that in a relation to its normal speech, he will uh, make a gesture or mimic less content and more function. Then, in fact, the opposite trend is found in the data in a paper, because when suprasegmental cues are removed, function words tend to be imitated less frequently. Yeah, so that's all what I got from this paper according to my understanding, to my opinion. So I'm sorry if there's a lot of mistakes. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.